Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here, and you better believe that the world has indeed gone mad. Society has gone mad. And I've been telling you for months, and really at this point over a year, that they're coming for your kids. And today they announced that. Today they announced they are coming for your children, your 5 to 11-year-olds, with a double deuce of the boop boop. Now that's one aspect to this video. But before we get into all that, I want to show you how society has gone soft, how everything is about doing this. And there's a time for recording things. But you know what? When you're on a train in Philadelphia and a woman is being hurt, let's just say hurt, someone should step in. It shouldn't just be this, okay? Now, if they're being sexually assaulted, well, it should go well beyond that. If they're being raped in front of a crowd for 30 minutes, and not only does nobody do anything and many people just sit there and film it, no one seems to have gone to the police or law enforcement after the fact to submit that video so this person could be identified. At least that's not what I saw in the story. You know, even there, it's just like crazy to me. You know, they did get this guy that you could sit there for any amount of time and not try to devise a plan to save someone. Now, there's another aspect to this video. There's a whole lot of madness going on in the world. Bari Weiss, who I am no fan of, her most notable appearance to me, other than, you know, trying to read some of her editorial garbage, was on Rogan. And Rogan has tried to take her to task. And I believe she was also in that Tim Pool debate, right, with Dorsey. Maybe I'm wrong with that. Maybe she was in a different debate. Don't quote me on that. But what she says to Brian Stelter is absolutely amazing. And she just says the world has gone mad when you can't say basic truths anymore and you are ostracized from society. You can't even ask the question. And she's right about that. So we're going to hit all these stories. And guys, you know how it goes here. We're fully demonetized on YouTube. They may kick us off at any moment. We get a strike at any moment. Retroactive strikes are real here. Their terms and services are selective enforcement. But I still need you to thumbs it up, subscribe, and share. Let people know about the channel. Okay, let people know about the channel. By the way, the GoFundMe is down below. That's how we're doing it. And may have some really good news on that building. I am so hell-bent on trying to get something going by January 1st, even though we're almost at November 1st, that, you know, I'm trying, guys. That's all I can say. Real estate is not my thing, go. Odyssey, thank you so much for backing up my entire channel, which I may be stripped of one day for daring to tell the truth. And remember to Rockfin, free account, lots of uncensored stuff we can't talk about on this channel because it is such a mad world, okay? It's not the song. It's not Donnie Darko. We're in Crazy Town, the inversion of reality. And luckily, Rockfin is a platform that not only do I love using, but I'm trying to expand on as well, and in talks to do so. We're almost at 40,000 followers. At least make that free account. If you are a premium subscriber, you get the Reed Coverdale interview, and then you get the 2009 throwback of over 2 hours with me and Jones talking about a lot of the things that are happening now. Domestic terrorism, right? The threat of American citizens being the new big thing, right? All that and a lot more. By the way, I want to say thank you to Sharon Funnel for the Tipsky and Hutch over at Rockfin. Again, something you can do there that you can't do here. And with the premium subscription, hey, we're trying to put up throwbacks. Everything else is pretty much free. Just like all my documentary films, Loose Change, Final Cut, Fabled Enemies, Invisible Empire, A New World Order Defined, and Shade the Motion Picture. Let's get into it. He's accused of raping this woman for 30 minutes as passengers filmed it. You know, here's the deal. I get it. He was an illegal from the Congo. He had sex abuse and drug charges, right? Our whole entire system of justice is completely inverted. And I'm not even going to make this about the guy's immigration status. I could care less. If you're a criminal and you have repeated offenses like this, you should be in prison. But yes, if you're also not a citizen and a criminal, it's time to go home. But no, instead, we now have a spineless society, and we're going to talk about how spineless that is, that in front of a group of people, nothing was done for 30 minutes. Nothing. And this is the person who is alleged to have done this. This is where apparently it happened on the train. And just think about this, guys. Take the media and just basically make it into people, right? That's it. Just not media. Instead of big old cameras, little cameras. And that's pretty much what people did. Let's play the clip, because it's so wild that this is a thing.
SEPTA is asking people to step up, saying people need to speak up when they see a crime happening in front of them. I'm Shayna Humphreys.
I'm Jason Martinez, and this is all in response to the recent rape of a woman on the Market Frankford line. Our Jeff Cole live in Upper Darby tonight. Jeff.
Yeah, Jason, we've talked to investigators who say, in point of fact, while this woman was being attacked, there were passengers on the train. They did apparently witness what was going on and apparently did nothing about it. SEPTA tonight is defending its response to the rape on the L, and it's asking, though, passengers who see something wrong to please help them. At Upper Darby, 69th Street Station, passengers of the Market Frankfurt line are outraged.
The attack was brutal. It was wicked, and the worst part is when the people were watching.
Several people watching, some within arm's length, says Upper Darby Superintendent of Police, whose officers are investigating the rape of a female passenger on the Market Frankfurt line Wednesday night on a train heading west to Upper Darby.
It's a horrendous act. And unfortunately, we live in a time right now where there are horrendous things, as always.
Let me say this. On top of all of this, do you see the COVID-19 84 nightmare out on the East Coast? Now, that is, a city area, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, right? Now, Pennsylvania is less beholden to Philadelphia than, say, New York is to New York City, or Illinois is to Chicago, but it's still very bad. You notice how I said Connecticut, Massachusetts, right? Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, that whole block is in big trouble because of this authoritarian nightmare we're still all going through. And one part of that nightmare is yes, not only defunding the police, restricting their activities, but then putting in these mandates, right? Let's just take that off for a second. Putting in these mandates in places like Chicago, where they're going to get rid of thousands of police officers, thousands of them, right? Meanwhile, what? We'll tape kids' mouths shut. We'll tape masks to their face in Colorado. The world has gone mad. We covered that big time the other day, but the world has gone mad. Let's continue here.
Arrested is 35-year-old Fishton Noy, who investigators say is seen on a train security camera sitting next to the alleged victim, touching her, and then raping her. Investigators say a female SEPTA employee called in the attack, which was relayed on radio about the attacker disrobing on a train at 56th Street Station.
Westbound train currently at 56th Street. Train car 1102, male disrobing on the train.
SEPTA says Noy was arrested at 69th Street Station on the train in the act. This afternoon, SEPTA's general manager and its police chief met reporters at the station to urge passengers to speak up when they see trouble.
You believe the agency's response was adequate and timely and did what it was supposed to do?
It was a very quick response, and let me say to everybody, there are 28,000 cameras on the SEPTA system. You will be videoed.
Any idea why anybody couldn't get to him then?
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about less than 3 minutes, Jeff. And in 3 minutes' time, police are coming in contact with that person and making an arrest. I think that's pretty good.
So, again, I'm not faulting law enforcement here. If they got the report and were there within 3 minutes, great. Why aren't people trying to stop it? How could you conscionably sit there and film it and do nothing? Well, the world's gone mad, right? We're a bunch of, soft, gross people. And, are we going to allow, a guy like Fauci, right, who again, They'll gaslight us and tell us, oh, this documentary about Fauci, what a great guy, he's the best. And then what? No, most people probably didn't even watch it, but why would they? That's how hated he is. Let's go, Brandon. Joe Biden, most popular president in history, even though he can barely stand. And then again, they'll tell you that Dave Chappelle is gross and he has a disgusting comedy hour, and then 95% of the public who did watch it, because it was a huge success and hit, will tell you otherwise. No. You'll tell people, hey, I don't want my 5-year-old to be forced into a shot. And let me tell you right now, this is how it's going to go. Okay? They're going to take away all of your benefits. All of them. All of them eventually. That'll be the last card they play after they get the voluntary shots in there, right? They'll restrict them in schools. They'll further segregate them. They've got the torture mask on, right? But they've announced it. Again, and you know, boosties are coming for everybody. Everybody. Boosty boost. Boosty boost. Boosty boosty boost 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 boost.
Good morning, and thanks for joining us. Today, I'll first turn to Drs. Walensky and Fauci to cover the state of the pandemic and the importance of vaccinations. Then Dr. Murthy and I will provide an update on the work we're doing to prepare for potential vaccinations for kids ages 5 through 11. Over to you, Dr. Walensky.
They're going for it. They are 100% going for it. Told you they were coming for your kids. They're coming for your kids. Are you spineless? Will you stand up for your children? Will you stand up for the right to have autonomy over your body and your family's body? It's a great question. I don't know. The world's gone mad. And this is this Stelter segment with Bari Weiss. Once again, not a huge Bari Weiss fan, but she lays it out right here.
You write, there are tens of millions of Americans who aren't on the hard left or the hard right who feel the world has gone mad. So in what ways has the world gone mad?
Well, you know, when you have the chief reporter on the beat of COVID for the New York Times talking about how questioning or pursuing the question of the lab leak is racist, the world has gone mad. When you're not able to say out loud and in public that there are differences between men and women, the world has gone mad. When we're not allowed to acknowledge that rioting is rioting and it is bad, and that silence is not violence, but violence is violence, the world has gone mad. When we're not able to say that Hunter Biden's laptop is a story worth pursuing, the world has gone mad. When, in the name of progress, young school children, as young as kindergarten, are being separated in public schools because of their race, and that is called progress rather than segregation, the world has gone mad. There are dozens of examples that I could share with you and with your viewers.
And you often say aloud.
Brian Stelter is like the worst of the worst of the worst. Him and Don Lemon. I mean, that's very interesting. You talked reality for 30 seconds. Let me interject.
Sort of knows this, and
you say we're not allowed, we're not able.
Between...
Who's the people stopping the conversation? Who are they?
People that work at networks, frankly, like the one I'm speaking on right now, who try and claim that, you know, it was racist to investigate the lab leak theory. It was.
But
I mean,
who
let's
said
just
that
take
at
an
CNN?
example.
Who said that at CNN? Oh, come on, Brian. Oh, come on, Brian. Like everybody at CNN didn't go after the Trumpsky and Hutch for the China virus. And by the way, I'm not a lab leak guy. I'm just pointing out there was overt censorship of any kind of reporting that this wasn't from a bat or a pangolin, that it didn't have a natural origin out of a wet market. So let's stop bullshitting ourselves. Brian?
But I'm just saying that when you say allowed, I just think it's a provocative thing you say. You say we're not allowed to talk about these things, but they're all over the internet. I can Google them. I can find them everywhere. I've heard about every story you mentioned. Of course. So I'm just suggesting, of course, people are allowed to cover whatever they want to cover.
But you and I both know, and it would be delusional to claim otherwise, that touching your finger to an increasing number of subjects that have been deemed third rail by the mainstream institutions and increasingly by some of the tech companies will lead to reputational damage, perhaps you losing your job, your children sometimes being demonized as well. And so what happens is a kind of internal self-censorship. This is something that I saw over and over.
Stelter, you're full of shit and you know it. Guys, the links are down below. Can we get 100 thumbs up over on the platform of censorship, YouTube? And can we get another 100 followers over at The Rockfin? And can we get a couple subscribers out there too? $9.99 a month. Get you all the premium content, not just Jason Bermas. It's like a Patreon, a group Patreon. You got Jimmy Dore over there, Blumenthal, Tracy. I like a lot of Michael Tracy and Blumenthal stuff over there, quite frankly. I think they're doing a great job. Nico House, The Convo Couch, Sloan Newsday, Action for Assange, so many others over there. $99.99 for the year. You knock $20 off and you help support programs like mine. And again, Barry Weiss, far from perfect, but Stelter trying to be coy is laughable. So guys, I absolutely love you. Society has gone mad. The world has gone mad. We must fight back. It is not about left or right. It is always about right and wrong. I will see you all on the